goes.
You're asking for a special exception.
Yeah, because like my house now is, it already sits, because that lot is so small, it already sits within the setback amount. It's at 23 feet, and I'm asking for 22 feet. My new bill. So, a lot of points for consolation. But I gotta play by the rules.
Do you know this Tampa cop named Christopher? He just got a tunnel for towers mortgage-free loan.
Mortgage-free home?
Yeah. He was either wounded or the job.
No. Fuck, I've been wounded in the job. I got ran over. I had surgery.
Really?
Yeah.
By,
Hard.
by accident or on purpose?
On purpose.
That's him sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't firearms and narcotics cases up north for the last 5 years that I was up there. And we went to stop a car, decided...
North Florida?
No, in Connecticut. It's Hartford, Connecticut, so...
It's a rough area.
Yeah, we went to stop him. He decided that he was going to run this guy over. I woke up on the side of the road, rushed to the hospital, surgery, shoulder rebuilt, scraped and filed the bone.
Guy just hit the gas too.
Oh, yeah.
You got blessed, I'll tell you what. Lord was looking out for you.
Yeah, I was just happy I made it. I want to freak home alone.
Have you talked to Tony about this? About this?
Yeah, he's on board for it.
Yeah, their recommendation is to greenlight it, and then it goes.
And it doesn't bother anyone
I'm
else?
the neighbor on the other side of the pond. I live on Blue Point.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the little gray house there. It's got the boat and pontoon up on the lift, two jet skis.
Okay, yeah,
That's me. Been there for 10 years. I live in Harbor Point, but that's my beach house. Yeah. I'm not
That's
selling
your
it.
boathouse.
Stay.
That's your
Never get another one of those.
Yeah, I'll never hit this lot again. Once it has.
I forgot to hit the microphone. I'd like to call this meeting of Board of Adjustments to order. And first we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, a roll call.
Chairwoman Pat Rogers. Member Bob Reed.
Here.
Member Joseph Parisi. Let the record show that Member Parisi is absent from today's meeting. Member Jenny Sorrell. Here. Member Christine Sullivan. Here. Member Janie Rankin.
Present.
Oh, I'm sorry. And City Attorney Nancy Meyer. Present. She's in a different spot. So.
Okay. And now, has everybody had a chance to read the meeting minutes from the last meeting? I need a motion to approve them.
Motion to approve meetings minutes from the last meeting.
And a second.
Second.
We have a motion by Jean Sorrell and a second by Bob Reed. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. The next thing we need to do is reorganize the members of the Board of Adjustments. We need to select a new chairman or chairperson and a vice chairperson. So do we have any nominations?
Pat Rogers for chairperson. If you
Is there a second?
accept it,
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And for the vice chair, do we have any nominations for that?
Get in with both feet. Christine Sullivan.
Do we
The
have a
second
second?
chair.
Do we have a second?
Can't hear you.
Do we have a second for Christine?
Well,
Second
that
by
could
Bob
ruin the
Reed.
whole process.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it could ruin the process.
A second by Bob Reed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
It might be short-lived, right? It might be very short-lived.
That's okay. If that happens, I'll just reorganize.
Okay,
It's okay.
I hate to
That's all right.
burden the board, but
Yeah. For a point of legality, do the speakers need to be sworn in for this?
We'll get to that.
Okay. So then the next thing is comments from the general public. And I've got Dave Mueller signed up to talk.
I think he's signed up for the agenda item.
Okay. If no one else wants to talk, then we'll go on to the agenda item.
So it's been a while.
Yes, been very
See, I never run the mic because the mayor runs my mic, so it's always usually on. So thank you. I know it's been a while for some of you, and a long while for a couple of others. So I wanted to let you know what's the process is going to be, how this is going to go forward. You do have a variance request. It's application 8402 Damen Lane that you're going to hear. It's a quasi-judicial proceeding, so I'm going to explain to you what that means so everyone understands the process that we're going to go through. And before I do that, though, I'm just going to explain how this procedurally will happen. Once I explain the quasi-judicial procedure, the clerk will swear everyone in that's going to give testimony. And after she does that, staff will make a presentation. The applicant can ask staff questions if they wish to. The board can ask staff questions if they wish to. Then the applicant will have an opportunity to make any statements or provide any information or evidence that he would like. Then the same thing. Staff can ask him questions. The board can ask him questions. You'll take public comment. Both the applicant and the city staff will have a chance to kind of give a summary of their positions. Then everyone will stop talking, and then you guys get to deliberate and vote. So that's kind of just the overall procedure, and I'll keep it going and help you guys follow that process. So quasi-judicial procedures. This is a quasi-judicial proceeding where the board acts in a quasi-judicial rather than legislative capacity. At a quasi-judicial hearing, it is not the board's function to make law, but rather to apply law that has already been established. It is in a quasi-judicial hearing, the board is required by law to make finding of fact based upon the evidence presented at the hearing, and apply those findings of fact to previously established criteria contained in the city's code of ordinances in order to make a legal decision regarding the application before it. The board may only consider evidence at the hearing that the law considers competent, substantial, and relevant to the issues. If competent, substantial, and relevant evidence at the hearing demonstrates the applicant has met the criteria established in the city's code of ordinances, then the board is required by law to find in favor of the applicant. By the same token, if the competent, substantial evidence at the hearing demonstrates the applicant has failed to meet the criteria established by the city's code of ordinances, then the board is required by law to find against the applicant. Has any member of this board had any ex parte communications regarding this application? And that would mean talking to the applicant outside of this room about this application. Okay, seeing none. Do any members of the board have a conflict of interest with this application? All right, seeing none, everyone that's going to provide testimony today regarding this application, could you please stand and face the clerk? Applicant, any city staff?
Raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, with that, staff may present its information for you.
The applicant's requesting a variance from the Land Development Code, Section 127-48, I, to accommodate the reconstruction of a single-family residence that sustained substantial hurricane-related damage. The requested variance pertains to the front and rear yard setbacks required for the subject project. Specifically, the applicant is seeking the following: a reduction in the required front yard setback from 25 to 21 feet, and a reduction in the required rear yard setback from 25 to 23 feet. The purpose of the variance is to enable the construction of a code-compliant elevated single-family home to conform to FEMA and city floodplain regulations. The proposed design maintains the residential use of the property while addressing existing site constraints, including limited lot depth, irregular lot shape. Approval of the variance would allow for a minimum adjustment in the existing setbacks to facilitate the construction of the applicant's home. And staff recommends that it is approved.
And I will let the board know you in your agenda packet is a report from the city planner. And in that report, starting on page 9 of the agenda, page 3 of her report, She addresses all of the criteria that are in the city's code. And I will ask the building official or Veronica, whoever would like to, just to address those criteria. So the board can hear the planner's position on this.
Oh. What do you want?
Yeah, just go through each of the highlights.
Okay. Special condition, the property has physical constraints, irregular shape, and water frontage on two sides that are not typical of neighboring lots. The subject property is uniquely constrained due to an irregular lot shape, curved frontage, or undeveloped waterfront area. These conditions are not typical of other parcels in the R1 zoning district. Not self-created. The hardship arises from recent storm damage to the structure and FEMA's SDSI standards, not for action from the applicant. Special privilege. Granting the variance would not provide a privilege denied to others. Similar setbacks exist in the immediate area due to lot configuration. The applicant is not receiving privileges not available to others, as surrounding properties do not share the same physical constraints. Deprivation of common rights. Strict application of the code required setbacks would effectively deprive the applicant of rights enjoyed by other property owners in the same zoning district, specifically the ability to construct a code-compliant single-family residence on the subject parcel. The proposed structure will be consistent and in size and scale with adjacent homes and may improve neighbor aesthetics and property values. Due to the site's physical constraints, full compliance with the R1 zoning setbacks would significantly reduce the functional buildable area. This would impose an undue financial and practical hardship on the applicant, as it would necessitate substantial investment in seawall construction or an extensive redesign of the structure. Minimum necessary relief. The requested variance, 1 foot in the front yard setback, 2 foot in the rear yard setback, represents the least deviation necessary to accommodate the proposed structure within the building area. No injurious to the public welfare. The request variance is not anticipated to result in any adverse effects of public welfare. The subject property is located at a terminus of a cul-de-sac where vehicle and pedestrian activity is minimal and there are no public sidewalks. The variance will not interfere with the traffic circulation, the public utilities, or existing easements. The proposed front and rear yard setbacks are generally consistent with the development pattern of the surrounding resident properties and will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. Furthermore, the reduced setbacks will not compromise public health or safety, nor will they diminish access for emergency services or infrastructure maintenance. Conditions and safeguards. Pursuant to the code section 109-196 variance determination by the Technical Review Committee Board of Adjustments shall be guided by the technical justification provided by the applicant and criteria established in section 109-200 and 109-201 and the recommendations of the flood administrator, building official, or city planner. Staff recommends that any approval of the requested variance be subject to the following conditions intended to ensure consistency with the submitted plans and compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. No portion of the building or its appendages shall encroach into the designated setback areas as established by the approved variance. Compliance with this condition shall be verified prior to the issuance of the final certificate of occupancy, and any further modification or additional projections shall require separate review and approval. These conditions are recommended to ensure that the requested variance, if granted, remains in harmony with the intent of the Land Development Code and does not adversely affect the public interest or surrounding properties. Comprehensive plan consistency. The requested variance supports post-disaster redevelopment consisting of the city's goals, objectives, and policies for flood resilience and recovery and neighborhood stability.
Thank you. Anything else from city staff at this point?
Nope.
The applicant can ask questions of staff if he wishes to.
No, I wanted to thank all of you for your time and resources that you guys put into this. I know it's a lot of work and a lot of typing to do, so thank you.
Would you please repeat your name and address for the record?
Jason Sikoski, it's 8402 Damen Lane.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get back to you. You can have a seat. Now it's opportunity for the board to ask any questions of city staff if you have any. You have a report that's pretty thorough, but if there's any other questions or information you need. Okay, seeing none, then it's back to the applicant. If you want to say anything further about the application itself to provide them with any more information or factual basis, you can. You do not have to. You can just rely on what's already been said.
Thank you for your time. That's what I got.
Okay. Right, then the board can ask questions of the applicant if you wish.
Does anyone have a question?
Only question I've got. The only question I've got is that first a statement, you're a nice guy.
Thank you.
Because I'd have built the damn place and asked for forgiveness.
It's hard to do in 2020.
You're making your lawyer get a little palpitate over here, yeah?
Imagine what it does for him.
I know, yeah.
No, will you be able to live within the designation of the setback? Is it going to infringe? I mean, obviously you've got to build a staircase, and I assume that's what that's for, right? Yes. Front and rear, whatever.
Yeah, front and rear.
Okay, and that's what you're building is a staircase or a deck or whatever, a combination to get down out of the residence, right?
Can you rephrase that question? What exactly are you asking? Are you asking if only the stairs will go into the setback?
Yeah, I mean that's it is. I'm curious as to whether or not the house takes up all of the setback now, or whether it's going to be because the stairs come down and we need that space to make the stairs fit.
Well, it's tough because it's a combination of a lot of factors. It's the shape and layout of the lot. And when they originally built the house, the front wall that faces the street is at 23 feet now. So I'm asking for 2 extra feet in the front, and it's at the end of a dead-end road. There's no other driveways at the end of that road. It's not gonna cause any problems for neighbors. It's just me down there.
So when you bring a staircase down from the surface deck,
I'll angle it so that it doesn't go any closer than the setback.
Okay. All I care.
Right, no other questions? Then it's time for public comment. You can have a seat.
Comment? Does anyone in the public have something to say?
Dave Mueller, 5439 Blue Point Drive. I had an opportunity to look at this property. It is a, let's just say, uniquely configured parcel. And accordingly, at the time that structure was probably first constructed, there weren't a lot of codes in the city that would have, constrained that particular property. I think he's trying to do the right thing. He's trying to elevate the property, which everybody wants that to be elevated out of the flood zone. The potential is he's going to modify that in a way that's going to bring a lot of value to the city. I think he's trying to emphasize the least amount of impact to the setbacks. And I think we should have been more forthcoming with this city and getting the process through, that he didn't have to wait 9-10 months to deal with this. So that's my concern, is whatever we can do to put processes in place to address this in a timely manner so people can get on with their lives and be done with it. We need to figure out what needs to be done and implement that. Appreciate that. And I would recommend moving forward with this. Thank you.
Okay, with that, the applicant, if you wish, can say anything else you want to say? Closing statement. City staff, do you have anything you'd like to say in conclusion?
No, we're good.
Okay. Then it is now up to you.
It's up to you. Well, then do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. The requested variance satisfies the criteria for approval as outlined in the Land Development Code. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance application of 8402 Damen Lane without modification.
Second.
If I may, just real quick, there was a condition that the planner requested be included. Let me find it again. If you don't include that in your motion, it doesn't
Okay.
apply. So if you
Okay.
go back to, you can just
So-
say with the special condition as outlined in the planner's report.
Okay, with the special condition of the, what was it?
That's outlined in the planner's report.
Outlined in the planners,
Thank you.
Variance request.
the variance request of 8402 Damen.
You'll need a new second since you changed them.
Do we have a second? Okay, do we have a first and a second? Okay, we have a vote. All in
First one,
favor?
ask is there any conversation?
Hmm?
Let anyone want to ask if they want to have discussion?
Now, do you want to have any more discussion on this? No?
Now you ask for your vote.
Now, would you like to vote? All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it. Congratulations. Good luck with your construction job.
Ready to build a home.
Right. And this meeting is adjourned.
There you go. Oh, old
No,
business.
can't.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second,
Second, motion.
second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Yeah,
Now you can go.
okay, it's been a long time.
It has been. Well, since your last minutes are from 2022.
Yeah.